Welcome back, Devils fans. This is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And today I'm here to talk about a league-wide issue. This is an issue that affects all NHL teams, all of the fans of NHL teams, and it's something that's been a huge problem in the league, and that is the goaltender interference on goals that are scored, whether they're canceled for goaltender interference or they're reviewed and they determine there was no goaltender interference. Either way, it is painfully obvious to anyone who's been paying attention that the NHL has no clue what they are doing when they're reviewing these types of plays. It's completely baffling. They are consistently inconsistent, and no one can give a definitive, clear-cut definition as to what goaltender interference truly is. The point of me making this video today is hopefully to shed some light and hopefully get fans riled up and demand answers from the NHL. I've loved hockey now for 30 years. I am a diehard fan. I am here on my New Jersey Devils channel. Sometimes I cover, more broad hockey topics. And this is one that, while it affects the Devils in these instances I'm going to show, it also affects every NHL team. And I'm sure every team has been affected in one way or another. And what brought me to bring this video today is last night in the New Jersey Devils versus Los Angeles Kings game, Timo Meier scored a goal, which I believe was egregiously wiped off the board when the Kings challenged, and it was ruled by Toronto that there was indeed goalie interference. Now, I'm going to show the play. Basically, Stefan Noesen is in front of the net, providing a screen. Darcy Kuemper, the goaltender for the Kings, is initiating a little contact with him. He has his glove on him, and the defenseman for the Kings gives Noesen a little bump. He slightly nudges Kuemper. Kuemper has his stick kind of in between Noesen's legs, and the puck goes in the net. Didn't seem like interference whatsoever. And in fact, when they showed the replay, when they were saying that it was being challenged, I was ecstatic because I thought the goal was going to stand and that the Devils were going to end up on the power play for the failed challenge by the Kings. And sure enough, Toronto wipes it off the board after about a 2-minute deliberation. I mean, this one was completely insane in my opinion. Let's take a look at the play. Noesen's in front in his office, causing the screen. Slight contact, puck comes to Timo, bang, goal. Goal. And now you look at the replay, and when you see what really happens, Kuemper has his hand on Noesen's ass. He's there tied up with the D-man. The D-man gives him a little bump, boom, a little shove into Kuemper. Kuemper whacking the stick, loses it, bang. Back of the net. Where's the interference? Completely maddening. Again, Noesen just barely in the crease. Kuemper has the glove on his buttocks there. The defenseman gives him a little bump. He slightly bumps Kuemper, nothing crazy. And Kemper's kind of whacking around with the stick, loses sight of the puck, and it goes in the back of the net. And somehow that's goaltender interference. Please explain to me the exact reason that was ruled goaltender interference and why the goal was wiped off the board. A huge point of the game, midway through the game, Devils trailing 1-0, and that was a massive goal taken off the board. Really hurt the Devils, and in the end, I can make the argument that it was the biggest play of the game, essentially. Devils ended up getting shut out 3-0, but as you all know, could have been a big momentum swing there after tying it. Horrible, horrible officiating there, in my opinion, or Toronto, whatever you want to call it. But we need answers, and that was a crazy one. And now I will show a New York Rangers goal against our arch rivals, a team that I hate. I hate the New York Rangers. But here's a play from a couple nights ago where Samoskevich straight up goes out of his way to make contact with Shesterkin's glove. Goal goes in. That one gets challenged, and it stands. Completely crazy. Let's take a look at the goal against Shesterkin by the Panthers the other night. See the puck's coming in. Shot. Score. Right away, Shesterkin's like, no. Laviolette takes a look. Kulikov rips it. And you see there's something going on in front. You're like, what happened there? Was there interference? And then when you see it in the slow, Samoskevich, right at the foot of the crease, reaches his glove out. Bang! He hits Shesterkin's glove. Puck's in the back of the net. Samoskevich is at the top of the crease, and you saw he puts his glove out and hits Shesterkin's glove. Puck's in the back of the net. Laviolette challenges that one, and somehow it's allowed to stand. I need to understand, and I think as NHL fans, we all demand complete transparency. Multiple things we need to know. Give us a clear-cut definition of goaltender interference, period. Give us a clear-cut definition. Your wishy-washy explanations aren't going to cut it anymore. Number two, how many people are looking at this in Toronto, and how is it officially decided? Is there a panel of 3 people? Is there a panel of 5 people? Is it majority rules? Is it one person? I want answers. When I look at both of these goals, the Devils' goal against the Kings and the Panthers goal against the Rangers, I would have bet a good amount of money on the opposite verdict. I would have bet money that the Timo Meier goal for the Devils would have been allowed to stand, and I would have bet money that the Samoskevich goal for the Panthers against the Rangers would have been called back. And I would have been wrong both times. Explain to me how, when you see these two plays, that the Samoskevich interference wasn't far more egregious than the Stefan Noesen interference. And that Panthers goal stood. Make it make sense. As fans, again, I think we're just used to terrible officiating and these terrible calls coming out of Toronto. Everyone should be outraged. And again, I am using an example of my arch rival to truly show, if this is not me being a homer, this is not me complaining about the Devils being screwed through my red-colored glasses. That's not what this is. I want better for the sport and for every team. And it's going to cost a team in the playoffs either a big game or straight up a playoff series with these horrible calls. Like I said, I would have been 0 for 2 on both of those. The Timo Meier goal for the Devils, Noesen barely touched him, and he was initiating contact with the glove. I thought that should have stood. And the Samoskevich goal, I thought there was no chance that would have stood. He literally goes out of his way to hit his glove into Shesterkin's, and somehow that one stands. Make it make sense. NHL needs to do better. I'm looking at you, Toronto. What is going on? And everyone should be outraged. We shouldn't just be like, oh, that's the bad officiating of the NHL, and everyone accept it. We all pay our hard-earned dollars to either watch this team live with the astronomical cost of tickets these days, or all the insane cable packages and things you need to do to be able to watch your favorite team on television, streaming, whatever it is. And we need answers. The product as a whole for hockey is amazing. The game is great. I do miss the old game. Shout out to all my old fans watching. I do like the heavier, edgier, more violent, a little more chippy, a little more fisticuffs. I do miss that NHL that I grew up watching. But the speed, skill, finesse that we have in today's game is phenomenal. Highly entertaining. These guys are absolutely amazing athletes. And it doesn't help draw in new fans when no one understands what the hell's going on, and there's these seemingly atrocious calls on these goals being scored left and right. So I implore all of you, send this to your hockey fan friends. Send it to whoever. Get the word out. The league needs to have accountability. There is none right now, and I'm just fed up. And I'm just completely fed up with it. But I hope you got some sort of value out of this video. Let me know what you thought about both of these goals in the comments. Am I crazy? I don't think I am. But like I said, I'm firmly on record saying the Devils' goal, I believe, should have counted. And I believe the Panthers' goal against the Rangers should not have counted. And that's my arch rival, the Rangers. That was interference. The guy punches Shesterkin's glove. I mean, what are we looking at? But let me know in the comments what you think about this. Send me some more egregious examples. I'm sure there's tons of you guys watching, fans of other teams that are like, oh, that happened to us. We got screwed too. Send them all to me. I'm curious to look at all of them. I haven't got on a deep dive yet. These are just two very recent games that I was aware of these plays, but I'm sure there's tons of them on the season, and the NHL needs to do better. NHL completely needs to do better. I'm livid. I'm livid. This is my favorite sport. I live, breathe, and die hockey, specifically New Jersey Devils hockey. We took a horrible loss last night, largely in part to a waved-off goal, and I'm sure there's tons of other teams out there with these stories. But again, I want to know about Toronto. Is it one person making the decision? Is it a committee? Is it majority rules? What is the criteria? Give a clear-cut definition. And then I don't know if they're going to lean on the, they like that phrase, was the goaltender allowed to readjust, or was he allowed to reset and make a play on the puck? I mean, also very wishy-washy and not very clear. I mean, very objective. We need clear-cut answers. Back in the day, a lot of you old-time hockey fans remember in the mid to late 90s where the rule was if your foot was in the crease, it was no goal. And it almost seems like we're sort of reverting back to that in some cases, and in some cases they're not. I just want consistency. I think the fans, players, all want consistency. After the game, Stefan Noesen was enraged. He was like, I give up on trying to understand what it is anymore. No one knows what goalie interference is, and it's true. Completely true. Nobody knows. We need answers. Everybody should be outraged. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.